All right, this is Edward Zhang from Vancouver here. I'm standing at the beautiful Richmond. Not too many people around because winter is getting really cold. But today, I will go over something very amazing and very beneficial for you. Because life is short, as you know it. Let's say if you can live until 120 years old. If you're 25, 30, 35 right now, you only have 80, 90 years to live. And that's a very short time. You might think it's a long time, but blink of an eye, time passes. So how do you enjoy life more? How do you be more efficient, and how do you be more effective in learning a skill, mastering a skill, and to be able to achieve your goal faster? Tim Ferriss has the answer. And his answer is going to be in a book called The 4-Hour Chef. We all know Tim Ferriss. He wrote a lot of books, such as The 4-Hour Workweek, The 4-Hour Body, right? And now what he did was he disguised all the mastery of the skills he has learned in accelerated learning into the chef book right here. I recommend not to read the entire book, but just to read this one chapter on accelerated learning. Trust me, once you are able to read this chapter, it will open up a whole new different world to you where you can learn things extremely fast. So the concept that he talks about in this book is only in 4 letters, acronyms, okay? D, S, S, S. D for deconstruction, S for selection, another S for sequencing, and the final S for steak. So here's how it works. So what he does for deconstruction is he would take a skill in his cooking book. He would take the skill of cooking and he would deconstruct it. He would break it down until he cannot break it down anymore. So in cooking, I haven't read the full book yet, just coming from my mind in cooking, let's say you have the knife skills. That's credential, that's highly important. You have the skill of seasoning, you have to know what kind of meat to use, what kind of protein to use, what kind of vegetable to use, and you have to figure out what is the best the best cooking method, and also the how hot is the fire that you have to use in cooking. So all these different skills, it can be very confusing, especially when you deconstruct something as complicated as cooking or any other skills out there. So once you deconstruct it, right, then you would start selecting the selections. You would look at the selections of the skills you have, and you would want to figure out what is the top 20% of the skills that would give you 80% of the results. Okay, you look at that, you give 80% of the results, and what happens is, you know, the other 20%, hey, just ignore it. Ignore the other 20%. Sorry, I mean the other 80%, don't even worry about it. Ignore it, because you want to be efficient in this. Okay, in order to be efficient, all you have to do is master a couple skill sets. Okay, just like in the book of Gary Keller, he said, what is the one thing? What is the one thing such that by doing it, everything will become easier or unnecessary? So he finds that top 20% of the things. And once he finds it, he will go in and he will select it. Okay, what out of the 4, 5, 10 skills that you need to master something, what are the sequencing of the skills you have to master, of the skill you have to learn? And the way that he does it is he bases it on what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses. Okay, one of the examples that he gives in the book, which is fascinating by the way, he learned how to tango dance in Argentina, and he was able to get top spots in a competition in half a year. Yeah, I'm not kidding you. It's half a year he's able to, you know, beat a lot more competitors that have a lot more experience in tango dancing. And what he focused on was only 3 things. And that you have to find out from the book. I'm not gonna ruin for Tim Ferriss. He's my great man, all right? So once you finish the selection process, then it's the final step, which is the stake. Okay, stake means accountability. How would you be accountable? Give yourself a time frame, and who can you use to be accountable, or what rewards can you give to yourself to tell yourself that, hey, you know what, I'm able to finish my task on time, finish learning my things on time, so I deserve this reward, and to have people watching over you. Trust me, apply this way of accelerated learning in your life. It's going to make a huge difference. It has made a huge difference for me already in chess, in my business, in sales. Man, this is incredible. If you haven't read the book, check out the book. And this is Edward Zhang. Goodbye from Vancouver.